Hello everyone and welcome to Rumble Roundup. I'm Pat Kearney from the Republic of Players. It is April 20th and without further ado, let's jump into this week's fighting game news. So the quick fire news, Dead or Alive 6 is getting its final bit of DLC with the High Society and High School costumes which came out on April 14th. News story number 1, and we're going to be kicking off with Guilty Gear Strive. Its closed beta was there at the weekend and there's a lot of things people have been saying about it. The biggest issues being the lobby and the UI. Now the lobby is one of the bigger issues between everything simply on the basis that it's different compared to everything else and it seems to be unclear and lack as much creativity as the previous lobbies that Arc System Works have developed for their games. Now instead of the normal 3D sort of chibi character that goes around the environment, it's gone to a 2D plane where you sort of are sprite pixels. And the biggest problem people are having with this from what I can see is that when you go to actually engage with someone in a fight, you have to raise your weapon. But if there's so many people down there in the lobby doing this, it's very hard and unclear to find out who you're actually engaging with or if you're engaging with people in general. So that was the biggest gripe I saw from it, apart from the fact that it looks just utterly bland compared to previous entries. But also the UI suffers from the very same problem, that it looks basic. Now if anyone's actually played a Guilty Gear game, you'll know it's more of a sort of rock and roll sort of vibe that the whole entire UI gives off. But with this, it's stripped back and looks as plain as possible. But one thing that we should keep in mind is that this is a beta. There might be a good few changes coming down the line. I'm not sure how many since they're aiming to release the game this year. But I feel that at least the UI anyway for when actually fighting, that it will improve. I'm not too sure about the lobby. I think that's with the time that they have and depending how early a build this is of the lobby, it's very hard to sort of see what's going on. Taking Granblue Fantasy Versus for example, when it had its beta, its lobbies are practically the same. And that was like 6 or 7 months before the game actually came out. So like there's a lot there. Like you can see that they are so far ahead with that was the idea for Granblue Fantasy Versus. So if it's coming out sometime this year, there's roughly the same probably amount of months left for it to be developed. So there's not a lot of time if they're going to do a big overhaul. So I feel that the UI for the actual game itself will be improved, but the actual lobby will not be changed at all. Now, one thing to actually mention is that there probably will be another beta coming sometime down the line. Simply on the basis is that Guilty Gear Strive will be using rollback netcode for the actual game, yet it wasn't using that for this closed beta. So there might be another one coming down the line, so if you missed out on this one like myself, you might be able to jump back onto it sometime when it comes out if they decide to do that, which seems highly likely so that they can test out the rollback netcode for it. News story number 2, and we are jumping into Jump Force. Now this game is going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. It's always great to see these games coming to Nintendo Switch, but this will be coming with the first character pass with the characters, so a complete edition of it. But that's not the only news we actually got for Jump Force. The fact is that we're getting another character pass, and they've already revealed the first character that's going to come forward, which is Todoroki Shoto from Todoroki? Todoroki from My Hero Academia, the Ice and Fire Wielder. So very interesting. Like from what I've seen from the trailer that they showed, it seems to be a very mix up between the two. So it'll be interesting to see how his combos work together on that. But apart from that, they actually give the series that the next few characters are going to come from out of all the 5 of them. And the next characters are going to be coming from Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, Bleach and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So those are the series' next 4 characters are coming from for that season pass. So this would give a lot of people time to speculate on which characters are going to come and probably build a good bit of hype among the fan base of that game that are still there. But yeah, it's nice to see that this is still getting support. News story number 3, and we are on to Granblue Fantasy Versus. Now we actually got an update on the final character for the first character pass of Granblue Fantasy Versus, which is that Zooey is going to be coming on April 28th, which is brilliant that it's coming so soon. This game is phenomenal, and it's brilliant to see that it's still getting loads of content that's going to be pushed onto it. And apart from Zooey, we also got loads of other news for this game. Like, there's going to be 5 new missions for the RPG mode during this summer released, along with the missions that are coming with Zooey, because every DLC character gets a few missions with them. Apart from that, we're also going to be getting more missions in 2021, which shows that they're really going to push with this game. And along with that, we are getting another character pass with 6 characters. One of them being Belai. I'm pronouncing that name awfully wrong, but I have a picture of him somewhere and have it spelled. Yeah, this is really good that this game is getting so much content pushed into it, because it really deserves it. News story number 4, and to round up this week's Rumble Roundup, we are going to be finishing off on Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Now, we have gotten a bit of information on Goku Ultra Instinct through the VJump scans. It sort of shows the Kefla and Goku and his sort of grind along her Ki Blast to unleash his Kamehameha. Now, I believe that it is a dramatic finisher, like that's the way I perceive it from the images that are shown on the VJump scan. And with this being shown, I believe we're getting closer and closer to the release of Ultra Instinct Goku. I don't think it's too far away. I'm not like the build-up that they've been making for this, and as well as having the footage back with the original trailer with Kefla. I feel that this is very close to completion. We'll probably be getting it next month. I'd say maybe mid next month. That's my rough estimate of when Goku Ultra Instinct will come out. But I could be wrong. We could even get him earlier, hopefully, which would be really cool. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he works, because from most of what I saw, he's more sort of evading around attacks and so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays out, especially with the stats that we were given a while back that show him to be like some sort of overpowered monster. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And that's really all there is for Rumble Roundup this week. If you're looking forward to Goku Ultra Instinct or even Zooey for Granblue Fantasy Versus, write down in the comments below and tell me what you think of them. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Rumble Roundup.